So good day, I am Sherwin D. Delacion, a future businessman and a student from Financial Management 1201. I am here to present my hard work to find the financial document. So before I start, here is the content of this presentation. Hiraya Multi Supplies, Balance Sheet, Chowking Batangas City, a daily sales report, Maxibite Corporation, Cost of Goods Sold, Ecological Fee Collections Annual Report. So first, let me answer what financial documents are and their importances to a company or a business. Financial records are the documents that provide evidence of or summarize business transactions. A well-organized set of financial records is an essential part of an accounting department. At the most detailed level, financial records can include invoice and receipts. It is important to keep records in the business because it allows you to efficiently manage your business cash flow and obtain the best prices from the suppliers as well as the best interest rates from the lenders. Keeping accurate and up-to-date records is vital to the success of your business. Good records help you to minimize losses, manage cash, meet any legal, regulatory, and tax authority requirements, and improve financial analytics. And before I continue, let me first tell you what I did to find these financial documents. So from the moment it was mentioned to us, I had been thinking the possible that I can approach to ask of a kind of financial documents. Although I know it is confidential and privacy, I tried to approach my acquaintance, aunts, sister, and other relatives. After a few weeks of waiting for their answer to say or response to my request I realized that what we were looking for was a confidential. I still did not give that despite the rejections I received. A few days later, I planned to go in the town to ask questions in some shops, banks, and other franchises in the town about their financial reports or documents. But in an unexpected turn of the events, I was nervous because I was called by a manager in charge of a mini mall in town of San Juan, and there I realized that no one so quickly gives records of their earnings, profit, and investment in a year. I am truly enlightened here, so despite the rejections I received is more than the rejections I experienced in my childhood life story. So, a balance sheet is a financial document designed to communicate exactly how much a company or organization is worth, its so-called book value. The balance sheet achieves this by listing out or tallying up all the business assets, current assets and non-current assets, liabilities, current liabilities and non-current liabilities, and owner's equity as the particular date, also known as the reporting. How to read a balance sheet? Balance sheets are based upon the equations. Assets is equals to liabilities plus shareholders' equity. Asset includes the current assets of all other assets. Total current assets include cash, cash equivalents, accounts receivable, assets being sold. Liabilities includes the total current liabilities and all other liabilities. Shareholders' equity generally included preferred stock values, common stock values, total equity values, and par values if the company issues bonds, and retained earnings. So that's it. My first financial documents gathered were from Hiraya Multi Supplies. These Hiraya Multi Supplies are the only milk supplies in the town of San Juan, located sa tabi ng aming bahay, 110 Masigla Street, Subukin, San Juan, Batangas. They issued to me their balance sheet at the year ended December 2021. So as you can see here on the right side of the balance sheet are the assets. The asset consists of two accounts, the current assets and non-current assets. On the side of current assets, we will see the cash, accounts receivable, supplies in the inventory. Then in the non-current asset, we will see the furniture, fixture, equipment, and accumulated depreciation expense. So the current and non-current asset will be adding the amount to get the total assets, which will be balanced for the amount of liabilities and owner's equity. In the left part of the balance sheet, you can see here the liabilities such as accounts payable, bills payable, income taxes payable, and debts. Then in the lower part is the non-current liability, which is the notes payable. By adding the current and non-current liability, we can get the total liability. Under the liability is the owner's capital ending. By simply adding the total liability to the equity, we can get the same amount of the total assets. As you will notice that the value of total assets and total liabilities and equity are equilibrium or equal value. So that's the easy formula. Assets are equal to the liabilities plus owner's equity. The second one I asked was my brother's Barry, who is the current manager of Chowking in Batangas City. He issued me a daily sales report which contained the sales of each salesperson throughout the day. It is important to have a daily so we can see if there is a change on our daily income. So you can see on the right side of it is the account titles or particular such as food sales, miscellaneous sales, delivery charge, and novelty sales that are equal to the gross sales, then less the list of all discounts including the senior discounts, PWD, Happy Plus, and more, to be the sum of the net sales on the other side. In the left side, you can see the name of every salesperson and the amount they sold on that day. We can notice that the sales and the performance of each salesperson were good because the number of their sales did not differ, led by Ms. Nicole Hernandez, followed by Mr. Jael Francisco. Next are Mildred Laksamana and Emilia Banes. They had a good sales on all day. Overall ratings are all employees are doing well. They perform well in their work. Then, in the lower side, you can see the readings details that you can be noticed from the old readings. It increased all their sales on that day. The daily sales report is also important for your sales team morale. Daily monitoring of each salesperson performance motivates them to achieve more. It's give rise to healthy competition within the team, which in turn increase the productivity of the team members. A daily sales report is a management tools used by a business, sales reps, and manager to extract the most relevant daily sales data, such as the number of closed deals, client conversations, opportunities created, and many other sales related. So here are some benefits of daily sales report. So the first one, it can boost the confidence of the salesperson and it brings sense of accountability. Next is assist in decision making, and lastly, it helps in optimizing the sales panel. The third document I borrowed from the company on the part of Padre Garcia, the Maxibite Corporation. This is Feed Milk, Poultry, and Poultry Corporation. They issued to me the company cost of goods manufactured for the month ended November 30, 2019. So it contains the list of incoming, sold, and outgoing capital. So you can see here in the first part are the raw materials beginning, then add all purchases such as raw materials, medicine beginning, office supplies beginning, then less the purchase discount. After less all discounts is equals to the total raw materials available. Then after that, less all the ending accounts such as the raw materials inventory ending, medicine ending, office supplies ending, then we can get the total raw material use. Then add the direct labor and also add the factory overhead such as factory supplies, handling fee, and analyst fee to be summed to the total cost of good manufactured. Then add the beginning inventory goods and less the ending inventory goods. Then we will get the total cost of good manufactured and sold. To make it short, the cost of good manufactured equation is calculated by adding the total manufacturing cost, including all direct materials, direct labor, and factory overhead, to the beginning of work in process inventory by subtracting the ending goods process inventory. Cost of goods manufactured, COGM, is the term used in managerial accounting that refers to a schedule or statement that show the total production cost. It not only includes the cost of raw materials and labor but also both for a company during the specific period. The cost of goods sold, or COGS, is the total amount of your business paid as the cost directly related to the sales of products. The cost of goods sold is an important metric of the financial statements as it's subtracted from the company revenues to determine its gross profit. The gross profit is a profitability measure that evaluates how efficient a company is in managing our labor and supplies in production process. In general, having the schedule of cost of goods manufactured is important because it gives the company and management a general idea whether the production of costs are too high or too low relative to the sales they are making. The difference between the two are the cost of goods manufactured in the production costs incurred on the finished goods produced in a specific accounting period, while the cost of goods sold is the production cost incurred on goods sold in a specific accounting period. The PERT documents I borrowed from the tourism office in Barangay Buena Sapa, San Juan, Batangas. This report on the annual ecological pea collection was in the year 2021. So as you can notice here in the upper part of the first table, this is the list of the total ecological pea collection per month in the year 2021. In the table number 2, it shows the uses of funds, distribution of shares from ecological pea collections in 2021. Here in table number 2 are the most total collected and distributed in each particular. Then in table number 3, it is the record of the total summary of production, distribution, shares, and ecological pea collection amount month by month in the same year. The ecological pea collected in this tourism is important because it goes to good benefits as it gets the budget for scholarship from a student of the town of San Juan. In addition is that every village that employed by tourists will be received from the collected peas, thereby helping them maintaining their resorts. Several villages in the town of San Juan benefits from this, especially on tourist spot village in the town of San Juan. So here is a sample of distribution of shares in a month of March was given to me. So here is the sample of distribution of shares in a month in the month of March was given to me. As you can see here and listed here are the barangays where shares are given because they are hired by tourists. The number is also listed here to those who visited to the resorts in each barangay in the San Juan, Batangas. Each citizens child has their own discount. On the left side is the listed here are the total shares of in each barangay. How much amount of the barangay can get is based on the number of their visitors. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you and God bless.